Hello my angling friends, and welcome back to the channel. It's your fishing buddy here, ready to dive deep into what promises to be a truly fascinating day on the water. We're talking about Monday, the 13th of October 2025, a day that holds some unique surprises for us anglers across the United Kingdom. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where to cast your line, what to tempt the fish with, and why this particular autumn day could be one for the record books. Let's kick things off with our star players for this autumn day. Based on our findings, we'll focus on three fantastic species that are ready to bite: the aggressive sea bass, the powerful pike, and the ever-challenging carp. First up, for our saltwater warriors, it's a prime time for Pike sea bass. These feisty predators are actively bulking up for winter, making them incredibly keen to feed. Where to find them? Focus your efforts on estuaries, especially around low tides and neap tides, as these conditions create fantastic feeding grounds. Look for areas with moving water where birds are actively working the surface. That's often a telltale sign of baitfish presence. For tackle, during the day, I recommend shallow diving lures, perfect for imitating the baitfish that bass are targeting. If you're out for a night session, which can be super productive for larger bass, switch to faster-moving lures or those in white, black, or sparkly patterns under the moonlight. A little trick: try fishing the higher low tides in estuaries, targeting about 1 hour either side of the peak flow. On the open coastline, mid-tides, about 2 to 3 hours before or after high and low, when currents are strongest, will be your best bet. Next, for those who love the thrill of a big freshwater predator, pike teat fishing is on fire. October is a standout month for chasing those larger specimens. You'll find pike all over the country in canals, farm ponds, and reservoirs. As the water cools, pike are often found near deeper areas, snags, or dense vegetation, where they can ambush prey. Consider using dead baits, either ledgered on the bottom or fished under a float, especially in areas where prey fish are congregating. Large lures like soft plastics or spinnerbaits can also be very effective, retrieved slowly near drop-offs and features. And finally, for our dedicated coarse anglers, the sea carp teats are still feeding actively, but with a slight change in behavior. As water temperatures continue to drop, carp will start to seek out deeper, more stable environments, typically between 2 and 5 meters. My advice, friends, is to use a small pellet feeder with less bait, as their metabolism slows. For hook baits, focus on natural, high-protein options like worms, crayfish, shrimp, or boilies, as they prefer animal food in colder water. Don't overlook those deep, silty areas. They're natural larders for carp, full of bloodworm and other organisms they'll be harvesting. Now let's break down the conditions for Monday, the 13th of October 2025. The weather. We're looking at a generally settled picture across much of the UK. High pressure is building, which is fantastic news for stable atmospheric conditions, often a very good sign for fishing. Expect mostly dry conditions with light winds and some pleasant sunny spells, particularly in southern and eastern areas. Temperatures for England will be around 13 to 17 degrees Celsius, 55 to 63 degrees Fahrenheit during the day, dropping to around 6 degrees Celsius, 42 degrees Fahrenheit overnight. There's only a 10% chance of rain, with mostly cloudy skies transitioning to some sun and cloud blend. This stable weather pattern means the fish should be relatively comfortable and less prone to erratic behavior caused by sudden changes. Water temperature. In our coastal waters, temperatures are holding steady, typically ranging from 14 to 17 degrees Celsius, 57 to 63 degrees Fahrenheit. Inland waters, however, are gradually cooling. Lakes might see around 11 to 12 degrees Celsius, 52 to 54 degrees Fahrenheit, and rivers around 11 degrees Celsius, 52 degrees Fahrenheit. This cooling trend often triggers a feeding frenzy as fish prepare for winter, but it also means they'll be seeking out those slightly deeper, more stable environments. Moon phase. On the 13th of October 2025, we'll be under a last quarter moon. This phase, sometimes called the third quarter, means the moon is about 45 to 53% illuminated and its light is waning. It will rise around midnight and set around noon the next day. Traditionally, some anglers believe the period immediately following a full moon, especially during a waning gibbous or quarter, can offer good fishing due to persistent strong tidal movements. While not considered a peak feeding phase, it's certainly not a bad one, and with stable weather, its influence should be minimal. Overall fish activity. Generally speaking, autumn is an excellent time to be out. Fish are in their pre-winter feeding mode, often more aggressive and targetable for larger specimens. However, with cooling water, many species will be moving to deeper, more structured areas. Expect good activity, especially if you can locate those deeper holding spots or areas with abundant natural food. So, my friends, for Monday, the 13th of October 2025, I'm giving the general fishing outlook a solid good to very good in many areas. The combination of stable high pressure, light winds, mild temperatures, and the fish actively feeding for winter should create some excellent opportunities. The cooling water means fish will be concentrating in deeper areas, so adjust your tactics accordingly, and you're in for a treat. That's our forecast for the 13th of October 2025. I wish you all tight lines and may your nets be heavy. Remember, friends, nil illegitimi carborundum. Don't let the bakids grind you down. If you found this forecast helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more angling insights, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out. And tell me in the comments below, what are your go-to autumn baits and what species are you hoping to catch this coming week? Share your wisdom and let's keep this awesome fishing community growing. Tight lines, everyone.